As soon as we start talking about invertible functions, the question arises, how do we tell when a function is invertible? Or how do we tell when a function is one-to-one, right? One-to-one and invertible are the same thing in this context. Luckily, there's a nice test for that. It's called the horizontal line test. It's kind of fun, and it goes like this. If every horizontal line intersects the graph of the function at most once, the function is a one-to-one function. Okay, so let's take a look with a few examples. Here we have the cubic function, and the question is, will any horizontal line cross this thing more than once? So we're imagining, all these different horizontal lines, and sorry, mine aren't entirely horizontal, but you get the idea, right? None of these cross this thing more than once. None of them cross the graph more than once. So we would say this one is one-to-one. One-to-one, because nothing crosses it twice. Okay. On the other hand, here we have the x squared function, a very standard parabola. But note that it is not one-to-one. Just take any old line here, any horizontal line, boom, hits it twice. If it crosses it twice or more than twice, this is not one-to-one. Not one-to-one. Okay, and so on. Here we have an exponential function. And exponential functions are one of the most important invertible functions. We run it through the horizontal line test. You can just imagine a horizontal line kind of moving up and down this function. Doesn't cross twice ever, one-to-one. One-to-one, and thus invertible. Okay, another really important invertible or one-to-one function is what we call a logarithmic function. You don't have to know what that is. Let's just take a look at the picture of it though. Scroll down here. Again, horizontal lines, you could do this all day. None of them are going to cross twice. So this one is also one-to-one. Let's look at one that's horribly not one-to-one. This one here is called a sine function, and it just keeps repeating like this. It goes up and down and up and down and up and down forever. Well, you can imagine any horizontal line is going to cross this thing an infinite number of times, right? This just keeps going and going and going. So this horizontal line is going to just keep crossing it and crossing it and crossing it. So sine x, you don't need to know what sine is, but you can look at it and appreciate that this is definitely not one-to-one.